Mr. President, would you like to buy a used car from a used car dealer that was on the recall list because it had a defective Takata airbag in the steering wheel, that if you ran into a fender bender and it suddenly exploded, it might send shrapnel right into your face and into your jugular in your neck? And the answer is obviously no, that you would not want to buy such a used car. Well, to the credit of a major user car dealer, as well as new car dealer, AutoNation, headquartered in Florida, but with dealerships, hundreds and hundreds of dealerships all over the country. They have set it as company policy that they will not sell a used car that is on the recall list for defective products until they have that recall problem corrected. Now, all the dealers do this with regard to new cars because it is the law. And in fact, in the highway bill that we passed here a couple of months ago, in fact, we put an additional provision in which, if you are a rental car company such as Avis, National, so forth, you cannot rent a rental car to a customer if it has a recall on that vehicle until the recall item is fixed, which just makes common sense that you certainly wouldn't want to put a defective product out there to the consuming public. Then why is the National Association of Automobile Dealers fighting us as we try to extend for what the law is for new cars to used cars on the sale of a used car with a defective item? It defies common sense. And so what it is what is the economic interest versus what is the safety interest. The economic interest of the used car salesman versus the safety interest of the consuming public that would buy that used car. I hope that the National Association will reconsider. This is an argument that cannot stand on all fours that they are making, that they comply with the sale of new cars, but they don't want to comply with the sale of used cars. What we ought to be looking out for, in light of all of these revelations of all the defective automobiles, look what happened with General Motors and the ignition. Look what has happened to Toyota and Honda with the Takata airbags. And by the way, just in airbags, we're talking some 20 million recalls worldwide. It's huge. So if we're going to protect the consuming public, we ought to make sure that recall items are taken care of before those vehicles are sold. Mr. President, I yield the floor. I would suggest the absence of a quorum.